Hello everybody and welcome back to Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader, here at the glorious Von Valencia's Palace. Finally, we are technically home. We are just chilling here. We did get introduced to everything. We talked to everyone out here. We are now heading into our quarters, I believe, is what it was. On Valencia's Palace. We're finally going to enter into the palace itself. I'm expecting something incredibly regal, just outlandishly lavish, and other aristocratic and noble words I can't think of currently. But let's take a look. Kind of mad that we don't have like a option to like look around. I like all the architecture and everything. But let's go ahead and see. The warden here is going to greet me. I knew he was going to stop me. He's right in the... Your lordship, welcome to lordship. Let me inform you the location of the chambers on your dynastic estate. The main throne room is up the stairs and straight ahead. Your subject, Archie, informed me that he humbly awaits the opportunity to meet with you there. If your lordship wishes to rest after your long journey, then your personal chambers are up the stairs on the right. Okay. If you need anything, whatever your soul desires, I'll be right next to your chambers, eagerly awaiting any orders. Awaiting your orders. Sig Nasty, you're dismissed. All right. Well, we have some aristocrats, warden, tech priests, servitors that are just fucking losing their goddamn minds. Some goods. This is all mine anyway, shut up. Let me see here. Some more aristocrats, nobles, blah, 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 blah. Let's go ahead and see here. So these are the chambers, eh? Greetings, your lordship. Open door. Glory to the great rogue trader. At your service, your lordship. So is this...
What is that?
What indeed? Okay. Boots. Nothing but boots. Breeze catcher boots. Whenever the wearer moves through a cell occupied by an enemy, the wearer gains plus 15% dodge against that enemy's attacks until the wearer's next turn. That is interesting. Because of the fact that... Could I use that with... Not the charge ability. What's the other one? The one that you... It's a free action, but you go to the other side of them and then you attack. I wonder if that counts as moving through an enemy. Interesting. That could be interesting. Interesting. Garbage crap. Love that. Okay. There is door. There is goods. Let's do this, maybe? Unlocked, fuck yeah. Ooh, what? Oh, shit, a multi-melta. Oh, fuck. Okay. Strength 55 required. 21 to 28, 60 armor penetration. It does have an area of attack. The largest type of melta weapon, usually only employed by the Adeptus Astartes, are mounted upon Imperial vehicles. That's why you need 55 strength. Intriguing. That's crazy. Electrified shardnet. Okay, that's just on the table. This antique piece of furniture is obviously well cared for, but its surface is still covered with a lot of scuffs, scratches, and stains, traces of the previous rogue trader who sat at this table. And we're going to go ahead and do this. The cogitator is producing rhythmic sounds, among which the fainting ringing stands out. Okay. So we have this door here. We have a balcony overseeing the city. Uh-oh. I meant not to do this. Okay. Unless this is a good thing. Okay, it was just a point of interest, like, viewport thing. That's cool. That didn't scare me one bit. Let's go ahead and go here. I can use the bed. Let's go ahead and open this. Oh, by bringing your hand to the scan panel behind the books, blah, 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 blah. Bed for the head of the Rogue Trader dynasty is befitting of status of its owner. Well, let's see what's behind. Secret door, 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 secret door. Lots of stuff. A weapon? Mysterious item undoubtedly created by inhuman hands. Looks like Theodora had a lot of xenotech just sitting about, huh? Mysterious Xeno artifact rests in a stasis field. Yeah. Okay. Crab garbage. More crab garbage. Wraithbone blade fragments. Bunch of xenotech. Bunch of heretical xenotech. But I mean, she got away with it for as long as she did, you know? Oh! Plasma Shaper gloves. These gloves grant the wearer a +10 bonus to tech use. They also increase the damage of plasma weapons by 3. Yo! Pascal, my man, found something for you. Right? Because that's tech use and plasma, which is crazy. A Zealot Cloak. When the wearer hits an ally with an area attack, the wearer gains +1 stack of the Zealot effect until the end of combat. Zealot. The wearer deals 10% more damage with their area attacks for each stack of the Zealot effect. That's a little nutso, crazy, bonkers bullshit. What are the... You have the sniper gloves. Shingle shots and deadeye shots. Yeah, you don't need those. You do not need those. You need these, brother. Brother. Brother! Hell yeah. Pascal's such a badass, dude. He's so fucking cool. He's got the axe. He's got the fucking plasma gun. He's got the fucking drill bit with the clampy clamps and the syringes. He's so fucking cool. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gushing. I don't think I'm going to put that Zealot cape on anyone here. Maybe go on Argenta, but we don't hit people with our shit here. Just wants me to sit down. Okay, the secret room is remarkably quiet and almost homely. Perhaps your predecessor used it when she sought complete solitude. Listening to a muted melody coming from a Vox speaker, you can easily imagine Theodora reading a book with a glass of expensive wine in hand. Let's choose a book, shall we? Several books are stacked next to the sofa. Some appear ancient, while others look like they have never been opened. Among Theodora's data that had been restored using the cogitator is the phrase, Litanies of the Motive Force. This is the title of one of the books here. Well, then let's go ahead and choose Litany of the Motive Force. As you pick up the book, a hidden button in its spine clicks under your finger. You notice a short inscription in the book from a faithful servant of the dynasty in lasting memory. DVV. Okay. DVV. Is that probably her predecessor? Maybe? I'm thinking the double V is Von Valancius. But the D could be... It's Dylan. Dylan Von Valancius. Change the music. The vid screen of the data slate before you displays the names of several Vox symphonies. Imperial test succeeded. Excellent. You recognize the melody that is playing right now. It is the first of 36 parts of the Symphony of Honor and Duty. Well, choose the second piece. The music in the speakers momentarily grows louder, filling the entire room, then goes back to normal, seemingly without any change. Have a glass of wine. 3 sealed bottles sit on a sturdy-looking low table. They are labeled Grand Master's Blood, Boon of Terra, and Flame of Purity. You recall the vision of the past that Adira told you about. She said Theodora's favorite wine was Flame of Purity. Let's go ahead and pour a glass of Flame of Purity. The wine fills the glass, glittering in the dim light of the room like liquid gold. Its tangy flavor burns your throat, leaving behind a spicy, biting aftertaste. You hear a short, faint hum as an unseen motor stirs into motion. Find the hidden cache on Darungus. Decrypt the data on the Percival Cogitator. Okay. The room responds to your actions with a quiet grinding sound, and a small nook reveals itself in the nearby wall. Inside, you find a databank bearing the Von Valancius coat of arms. Databank from Dargonus. Wow. Excellent. It's a good thing we passed all those things. Oh, we just had the one test, really. So. Here is the throne room, I believe. I'm not allowed in there, even though this is my entire planet. I'm not allowed in there either. Let's go back to the ship. Let's do this personal cogitator. He can wait. He can definitely wait. Let me go ahead and go here. Go here. And go here and go here. Excuse me. Taking a drink. Look at all these skulls. That's rad. To the voice ship bridge. We'll be right back. After a message from our sponsor. Blue Chew. Ah, just kidding. Man. If only I had a sponsor. That'd be crazy. Nah, I'd probably hate it. I'd hate my guts. I don't care. I don't care about money. I do this for fun. I do this for me. Why are you even watching? It's not for you. Shut up. Oh, why did I do that? Fuck me. I'm so stupid. I'm so fucking... I'm trying to make jokes, and I am... Just not paying attention to what I actually should be doing. How funny of me. Lol, 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 lol. Let's go ahead and go back here. This is the computer we need, right? Tech Priest, by the cogitator nods curtly. The second mechanism is awake and ready to receive your requests, Lord Captain. Hand the Dargonis databank to the Tech Priest. Access the data from Dargonis. With reverent trepidation, the Tech Priest accepts the device from your hands and places it inside one of the drives, all the while honoring the machine with modulating a binaric prayer. The turbines within the cogitator stir into motion, and the vid screen lights up. Bunch of bullshit. Continue. Okay. The Tech Priest extracts the data slate from the cogitator and gives it to you. The machine spirit has revealed the contents of the encrypted data, and I hereby pass it to you. This is where I reach the limit of my authorization, but you now have the option to review the decrypted data personally. So Theodora von Valencia's personal notes. And we lost the data bank. Let's go ahead and expand that here. Read it right off the bat. Data deleted, entry damaged. Rogue Trader is a lackey. It is humiliating and dispiriting to put up with the part of an errand servant to an imperious madman vested with even greater power than that of any rogue trader. Alas, when one side of the scales hold my pride, the other the fate of the Von Valencia's protectorate and my entire bloodline, choice becomes a futile illusion. It would be far too naive of me to not to prepare for the worst. Epitaph will decide the future of the Expanse as a whole. But I have some time at my disposal until then. Heirs of the Von Valencia's blood in them will soon be located and brought to me. I cannot afford to delay the choice of successor any longer. The databank decryption procedure has been completed without complication. The Tech Priest stopped short. The green lights of his visor fixed on the cogitator's vid screens, flickering nervously. Strings of numerical code begin appearing with frightening speed. The time the numbers are interspersed with words you can understand. And those words form legible sentences. Input unpack comp. Nom OS true. Epitaph brought her to the beginning. Epitaph begot the incident, that which destroyed and it changed everything. The incident became the starting point. Now it says, the incident breathed life and marked the beginning of all. It marked the beginning of Nomos. It created Nomos. Tech Priest, now alarmed, is tapping the keys on the control panel. His binary prayers gives way to distressed whispering. Unacceptable deviation, violation of the sacred protocol. Possibility of tech heresy. Omnissiah, shield us from all heresy. Okay. A few minutes later, the vid screen darkens and flickers to life again. Input prompt. Okay, 52136. What was that just now? I saw a word among the lines of code Nomos. What does it mean? Your incompetence is appalling. The rogue trader cogitator is rebelling, and your so-called assistance is utterly worthless. You will report this to Pascal. I added the spit on his chin. Yeah. Anyway, what was that just now? The imperfections of Vox transmission make the text priest's voice sound even more worried. A catastrophic mistake, a heinous violation of the purity of the hallowed code. This mechanism is touched by heresy. It is branded and tainted by it. Now the machine spirit produces code as before, and yet, Lord Captain, heed my plea. All operations on this machine must be halted until the Engine Seer Prime has inspected it. I saw a word amongst the line of code, Nomos. What does it mean? That is a mystery to me. If the mechanism truly is tainted, then could it be? The tech priest Mecharandite jitters anxiously over the control panels. If heresy truly has taken hold of this machine spirit and scorned the Omnissiah's every tenet, then the spirit's madness could be such that it is chosen a name for itself. But that is nothing more than my hypothesis. Uh-oh. Is it an AI, perhaps? You will report this to Pascal. Tech Priest bows guiltily. His mechanical voice becomes hollow and dejected. My knowledge is insufficient to cleanse the code of this mechanism. I will inform the esteemed Engine Seer Prime of this disturbing development. Only he has the power to expel the heresy from this corrupted machine spirit. Oh, Pascal! My good buddy friend pal.
My apologies. 19% of my processing power is engaged in the analysis of my tech comrade's memory. My response time may be longer than usual.
Oh, I forgot about that, actually. I'm so sorry. Oh, I probably should have talked to him about this earlier then. Have you found out anything? Are you not surprised that Amaranth's words had such an effect on Opticon 22? Perhaps you will be able to find out more. Have you found anything yet?
The data is scarce. His identification code is the same as mine, and his memory contains data confirming that the assassination did take place. Unfortunately, some of his memory was damaged by pulses broadcast by his battle harness. I can assert with some confidence that he was who he claimed to be, and that he served the Deus Mechanicus earnestly and eagerly.
He gave off the impression of a paranoid madman.
Notwithstanding his permanent state of agony, he was not cognitively dysfunctional. His desire to immediately destroy the object he had deemed profane was partly dictated by his enchromatic augmetics, which were receiving imperatives from his battle harness. In light of the oddness of our matching identification codes, I find merit in his hypothesis as to the existence of a clandestine malevolent agent or conspiracy operating inside our fraternity.
You're part of a frat, brother? That's great. Do you think... Who do you think was behind the assassination?
No data available. I will hypothesize that the assassination was instigated by an enemy of the blessed Amanat's doctrine. I accept the possibility that the assassins were targeting me, only to be led astray by Tarsus's and my own identical identifiers.
Huh.
I am concerned about the fate of Archmagos Amanat. According to Opticon 22, he went missing in the wake of the incident on an Arc Mechanicus, the Hermetico. Information about that ship and its perishing has been purged from the archives. I accept the possibility that the incident on the ship, the concealed data, and the assassination have all been part of a single conspiracy.
Hey, come on, dude. I pay you to fucking take care of my ship. I'm not paying you to conspiracy theorists, you know? Just kidding. No, it seems viable. Are you not surprised by Amaranth's words had such an effect on Opticon 2-2.
I'm not knowledgeable as to how popular Blessed Amanat's teaching was
Amanats.
in explorator circles. The Cognizance fleet is massive. His ideas might have found a larger following on its periphery than in the Mother Squadron.
Amernat was a believer, and he caused a schism. Tarzus was a believer, and he turned into a zealot. Faith can be dangerous. Let's not say that, shall we? Because our whole society is pretty much based on faith here. I mean, look at that Aquila right there, dead center of his chest, brother. That's the Imperium, baby. God Emperor be praised. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I will continue my research into the Blessed Martyr's memory with all due reverence.
Have you studied Dementis' neuro-augment yet?
I have destroyed it.
Perception test. Ooh, a slight telltale rattle in Pascal's voice makes him sound unconvincing. You're lying.
This statement is true. I am yet to settle into a definitive course of action. I am running a spot diagnostic on the memory of the heretic Demens. Even though purity protocols stipulate that his blasphemous knowledge must be eradicated, I am not drawn toward forbidden information, but only to data concerning the Blessed Amanats.
Have you found anything out?
The success has been partial. Demens Haneman's identity has been confirmed. The widespread influence of paranoid motivations is observable in his cognitive processes, which is what seems to have caused him to break his vows. However, extensive regions of his memory have been damaged by forbidden technologies and are, for now, defying decryption. My study of the minds of the tech comrades, Abel, Tarsus, and Demens, has revealed an anomalous similarity between the patterns of damage their memories sustained. What I attributed to cognitive idiosyncrasies, synaptic damage, and the distortive action of scrap code may be the result of a different kind of influence. The undecryptable data fragments in their memory arrays are mysteriously symmetrical.
So what corrupted Dementis?
An echo of the warp. Energies of the immaterium that had seeped into real space and taken the shape of a Vox signal. I have found recorded cases of similarly induced corruption in the archive. Listening to the void is a perilous occupation.
Tell me about it. But you did want to know what he knew. You're interested. Any information on Archmagos Amaranth and Amaranth? Amarnat? Jesus Christ. Has it ever occurred to you that all these events may be part of his plan? You fear knowledge even if you extol it. Even as you extol it. Continue your research. You're interested.
The quest for knowledge is our mission of highest priority. But what Demens promised was not knowledge, but a distorted copy of it. This was not what the Deus Mechanicus had told us to seek.
Okay. Any information on him?
The data discovered is unreadable. It is encrypted, albeit only partially, and I hypothesize that the heretic Demens was attempting to decrypt it. I will take every effort to extract a larger volume of data. Information pointing to the unit referred to as the maimed hunter is alleged to be of critical significance.
Have you ever thought that this was all part of his plan?
That is a valid hypothesis, but not a very likely one. Its truth value is irrelevant. as it does not contradict the necessity of establishing the fate of Archmagus Amanat.
You fear knowledge even as you extol it.
Whether knowledge can be profane is the grand question. Lay people find comfort in the delusion that knowledge is merely information, that in and of itself, it is harmless, and only turns dangerous when it falls into the hands of the wicked. But that is not what I have seen. I have seen knowledge gnaw away at the minds of those who let it inside them. Yet I seek it regardless. Why? Perhaps because there really is no apostasy in knowledge. It is dangerous, yes, but not forbidden. For it was created by the Omnissiah.
Your Omnissiah does not speak to you, so you wander about in the dark. Embrace the light of the Emperor, and the true God will show you which way damnation lies and which way grace lies. Not all knowledge comes from the Omnissiah. Some is rooted in evil and is nothing but a threat to humanity. I believe that any and all knowledge can be tamed for the glory of humanity. You seek knowledge because it is what you enjoy doing. So do what you enjoy. Otherwise, what's the point of living? I will not presume to give you advice. So, 2 and 3, kind of what I'm struggling between right now. Usually I'm like really good on options here, but not all knowledge comes from the Omnissiah. Some is rooted in evil and is nothing but a threat to humanity. So that directly contradicts what he is saying here. I believe that any and all knowledge can be tamed for the glory of humanity. That's a lot more his style, I think. So I'm going to tell him what he wants to hear.
This is true. We explorators are the sappers who walk the uncharted terrain of knowledge, transforming it into habitable space until we reach a point beyond which we must not proceed. Our remains will be assigned to those that follow in our footsteps. Go no further. Their duty now is to develop in the space we have claimed while looking for ways to make further breakthroughs. Failure must never stop us, for failure is an acceptable outcome.
That is such an interesting perspective on things. The tech priest lowers his head pensively. The Mecharandites slow down smoothly, and the steely overtones disappear from Pascal's voice. Continue your research.
Response: affirmative. The decryption will continue with diligence and caution.
No, I want you gone. Just kidding.
May your labors be effective and fruitful.
Okay, so we did the entirety of Kiva Gamma and didn't talk to Pascal. So that kind of makes me question myself. I kind of want to talk to everyone here and just see if there's...
One protect you. Have you grown bored without our little talk, Shireen?
Argenta seems to have gotten under your skin, am I right? Let's not gossip for now. I will help you acquire the merchant's certificate.
Oh, Shireen, thank you for such generosity. I will humbly wait until you steer your vessel towards Dargonus. The Mercatum Tabula Officiale. It sounds almost as majestic as the warrant of trade.
Girl, you already have it. What the fuck? Anyway. Argenta got under your skin, am I right?
Argenta? What could be more beautiful than the sight of a sister of battle, whose mere presence casts light in the dark corners of lost souls such as mine? But alas, what remains of my sanity is telling me that poor Jai can only admire the radiance of this angel, forsaking any hope of ever touching her wings.
Wait, her name's Jai? It's pronounced Jai this entire time? I'll see you later.
Oh, I have no doubt you will.
Give me a little wink. Get off my ship, harlot. Just kidding. Let's go ahead and talk to Cabela here.
Take heed, Nemo. Our blessed Domin honors us with a visit. The one who delivered this ark from the curse of your existence.
Oh, that's right. She has that skull she's talking to like it's fucking Hamlet.
May the Undying One shroud your footsteps from the faithless.
Yep. You're lit. How you doing, girl? Uh-oh. Your let's lathe form stands frozen in an unnatural pose amidst the blinking lumens and dancing shadows of the bridge. Her hands are clasped together strangely and her eyes are tightly closed. Her chest is utterly still, as if she is not breathing at all. The rogue trader wishes to speak with you, Xenos. Finish whatever this is. We're going to observe silently. She remains unmoving the entire time that you watch her, and only the barest flicker of her eyes beneath her closed lids let you know that she's still alive, at least. Continue to wait. It's quite ill-considered for an Eldari who abhors attention to behave so strangely. We're gonna wait some more. For the first time, Yolette takes a deep breath in through her nose and barely audibly exhales. Her body remains as relaxed as ever and her eyes are still closed. Your presence does not seem to be in any way distracting for her. Hope your condition is not a symptom of some kind of xeno malady. Answer me immediately or shall I be thrown out the airlock? I could be exasperating too, you know. Seems like this is gonna take a while. We'll sit next to her and wait. You find a somewhat comfortable spot and get yourself settled. Yolette still does not react to your presence, and as time passes, you begin to sink into your own thoughts. Willpower test succeeded. Is that just the willpower to wait her out? Did I willpower my way with an argument of a woman? The gilded chrono in your hands tells you that 2 watch hours have already elapsed. Your muscles feel stiff and your head feels heavy on your neck. When you next glance around the small section of the bridge that Yolette has adapted for her own use, you catch someone's sharp, attentive gaze.
You are still here, Elentak.
Yolette's words do not sound like a question or an expression of surprise. Her eyes quickly sweep over you and she nods in greeting. Xenos lore succeeded. You were deep in a spatial Eldari meditation, weren't you?
Yes. I am sometimes surprised by the depth of your knowledge of my kind's customs, Elentak. But even if listening is your only skill, that in itself elevates you above billions of other monkey.
Yes!
My meditation is immersion. Immersion into myself, my inner world. It is my chance to speak to myself, but without words, or to heal wounds that cannot be seen with ordinary sight. It is difficult to explain, even in the language of the children of Asurian. There are so many meanings and shades in its sound alone, and the monkey tongue is too sparse and awkward. No. Immersion must be seen to be realized. I should say, Elentak, that during meditation, the mind does not leave the body. Part of it remains vigilant, monitoring what is taking place outside. So I heard every word you said, and I saw everything you did.
Did I say something? I thought I just waited for her.
Restraint is not a trait that your kind is known for. And yet, you did not interrupt my immersion, Elentark. A worthy act. I will remember this.
Yes! Oh, I'm scoring brownie points, dude. Let's go. Let's fucking go, bro. So you knew I was here the whole time, and you did not even bat an eye? In the future, you will answer me at once. I will not tolerate such blatant disrespect. We have pressing matters to discuss. You knew I was here and you didn't bat an eye?
Immersion requires concentration and unity of mind, body, and spirit. Entering this state unprepared or coming out of it suddenly can be harmful.
Oh, good to know. I could have actually legitimately hurt you. That's crazy. We have pressing matters to discuss. Leave, Lamau. Okay. Anyway. We do have Adira here. We haven't talked to Adira in a long, long time, and we are going to continue that pattern. Lamau. Sorry. Stupid. Let's talk to Heinrichs.
To what do I owe this visit?
I'm bored of your lets. I want Adira off my ship. I want you off my ship. You're gay. You're white. Shut up. Just kidding. Abelard.
Lord Captain. Lord Captain.
Never mind. Okay. Argenta, you're next on my list.
Greetings.
Shut up. Cassia?
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
What does your special sight reveal?
The colorful shards of stained glass have risen up and enveloped Magos Haneman in a swirl of speculations. The silvery glint of metal no longer conceals his anxiety, nor does his scarlet robe conceal his doubts.
Uh-oh.
Behind the cobalt steel of his thoughts, behind the cold, faded gray of his emotions, an ember, the color of amber, glows in Master Van Kalox's soul. So bright and warm, one is tempted to touch it. It is sad that the interrogator seeks to drown it with his own hands in the bottomless blue of duty. Sad indeed, but I can relate. The canvas of Kibella's soul has become a battlefield. I see sparks of acid green doubt giving rise to new shades of regret, pride, and cruelty. They are ruining her former palette of anthracite and scarlet, mixing into ever more murky and frightening colors. I have enjoyed your company. Thank you for the conversation.
Not much one. Let's be real. Kind of just talked at me. I said one word. All right, well. Let's go ahead and go back to the Von Valentius Palace here. Oh, look at this. The throne room. We still have to go to the palace itself. Find the seal on Daraga's. Talk to Achilles. Let's see here. We're bringing Jai, Abelard, Yolette, Cassia, Kibella. Dear Argenta, Pascal, and Heinrichs are staying behind. But I feel like I should bring Argenta, but I just can't afford it. I wish I could bring them all. I mean, shit, that would be fucking fantastic, but, you know, but the game has limitations, boo. Oh, you know, I wonder if there's a mod for that. Bringing all your party members at once so you don't miss any dialogue at all. That'd be cool. That'd be hella interesting. Wait a second. It's the palace. Did I miss anything here? Oh, Argenta is here. I forgot. I already forgot. Lol, 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 lol. Let's see here. Okay, got 15 minutes. Something around there. Something around there. Maybe, hopefully. Probably doesn't take that long, hopefully, maybe. We did everything. Let's go ahead and go to the throne room here. There is something here that we can take a look at. Pointing inscription of the house, a gift from Garback. Okay. Okay. Some more goods over here. Oh, there's Cassia. Hello. Hey, we got it. Oh, the rest of them are all here. Go ahead and touch on Cassia here. My compliments to your taste in art. The collection here is extensive and most intriguing. Interesting. Tech priest, warden, aristocrat, servitor, aristocrat. Ah, greetings, your lordship. Mr. Sadari, my patience is not easily exhausted, but you are coming very close. Oh, fuck. That's crazy. I see the family resemblance with Abelard now. I cannot further, my dear Chlamydia. It's not a bribe. Let the rogue trader decide. Your lordship, I apologize for this ugly scene, but might I ask you to rein in Mistress Hadari and put a stop to her inflammatory actions towards me. As the Exalted One is my witness, Shireen, I've tried everything I could to spare you any unnecessary headache over the seals for the official. You know what it is. I even showed this aide with a temper worse than a sandstorm, the certificate with your signature. But your Chancellor merely kept batting me away with her flail of baseless denials. I suspect that the reason for this has nothing to do with my humble patronage. She purses her lips and glowers at Jai. Oh no, this isn't about me at all. Jai narrows her eyes as she peers into Chlamydia's face until the latter finally looks away. I see. Well, Chancellor, will you tell us yourself, or should I help you? What is the matter, Mistress Wassarian? Help in what way, Jai? Mistress Wassarian, I require a document to be certified. Where is the court servitor? The keeper of the seals. You figure out your problems yourself. What's the matter, girl? I'm afraid that my words may anger your lordship. Familiar lowers her head in shame as if offering it up to be removed from her shoulders. The seal you are looking for was lost over a quarter of a century ago. Her ladyship Theodora von Valencius ordered a new one to be delivered from the Imperium, but as you well know, we are a long way away from Holy Terra. And with warp storms ravaging the Coronis Expanse, we have been unable to receive a replacement to this day. I presume the one responsible was punished promptly and harshly. I ought to have you flogged for withholding critical information. No, they were punished, right? Rest assured, Theodora von Valencius ordered to have the malefactor dealt with accordingly. Servitude impetuous, your lord. Imperpetious. I don't know. He now performs his duty to the Imperium without reservation or error. However, she refers to her data slate. One of the worlds under Caglios Winterscale's rule, like Dargonis, was granted the honor of keeping the sacred sigils of the Administratum. The archives of House von Valencius mention 3 systems that are presently under the control of House Winterscale. Those would be the Forgotten Twins, Langren's Belt, and the nameless star. I'm confident that the Administratum Palace is located on one of these planets. Damn. Damn. And those are going to be on the other side of the goddamn universe. We have a better chance of finding a seal in a pocket of some rich collector or fence than on a remote world owned by one of your rivals, Shireen. I suggest we make contact with any traders we may encounter in our travels. People in my line of work tend to have a good eye for such things. There is every possibility that someone has waited their whole life to fleece or to return the great relic to its rightful owner. There's something I need to discuss with the Chancellor in private. Oh, by all means, Shireen. I dare not waste any more of your precious balm. That is your time on the matters related to me, if I may excuse myself. I need to certify this thing. Could it be that you found a lost seal, your lordship? Or have you perhaps brought a copy from a distant Winterscale world? Not yet. I shall humbly await the day the Dargo's seal has its seal once again. I'm ready to receive Abbott's delegation. What are your responsibilities as Chancellor? To put it simply, I am your trade representative. Any and all decrees, deals, official communication, and meetings are first reviewed by me and then forwarded to you and from you down the hierarchy. My purview also includes overseeing your lordship's property, the palace, the estates, the many gardens, and other denizens on Dargonis. I keep wanting to say Darungus. I don't know why. Dargonis, and that you may have inherited from Lady Theodora. And whatever you are present, and whenever you are present on Dargonis, consider me your personal secretary. What can you tell me about Dargonis? All deals and important decisions are made here in the capital. Many years ago, an ancestor of Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Adeptus Administratum, which allowed for efficient management of the world and the neighboring systems. In accordance with the decree, a share of the planet's population was assigned to the Administratum and converted to servitor scribes. They now toil across the entire world. Dargonis is also the seat of several noble houses who all run all the major planets in the Protectorate. If I may express my not-so-humble opinion, they care very little about who exactly stands at the helm. Those piranhas... They know what piranhas are? Think about their own profits just as much as they do about the prosperity of the Protectorate itself, if not more. And lastly, Dargonis has its own fleet, a luxury unavailable to the vast majority of other worlds in your realm. In addition to warships, the Protectorate also employs privateer ships, which are used to transport cargo between worlds. Does the capital stay in contact with the other worlds in the Protectorate? If the noble houses are so volatile, what sense is there in keeping them? Tell me about Governor Drivestim. Do you keep in contact? Unfortunately, not at this time, your lordship. After the few representatives of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica on Dargonis went into a frenzy, some of the Psychers were tragically pacified by the respective authorities. Since then, communication with the neighboring systems has been unreliable at best. Thanks be to the Master of Mankind that you managed to find your way to the capital. If the noble houses are so volatile, why do you keep them? Over the many centuries, an intricate hierarchy has formed within the ruling elite of Dargonis. The great houses do more than plunder your treasury. It is replenished to a large degree thanks to their administrative work and their lands. Naturally, you can get rid of anyone whom you consider surplus to requirements, but right now, it could threaten the fragile stability that is currently holding the Protectorate together. Are there any more issues I should be aware of? Apart from the disrupted communications, Dargonis is recently raided by enemies of humanity. However, the fleet under the command of Captain Marthius Wesserick... Oh. Marthius. Shit, another one. Triumphed over the accursed Xenos. If you ask my opinion on this matter, we have the situation completely under control. Awareness test. You catch her avoiding your gaze for just a moment for the first time. It's obviously that Comitia is looking out for her house's good name, but despite the confidence in her tone, you can tell that she does not entirely believe her own words. Tell me about Governor Drivestem. Urbend Drivestem is a well-respected man, and not just on Dargonis, but throughout the Protectorate. For many centuries, his house has supported the capital's administration and the logistics between the Von Valencia systems. The Drivestem's efforts secured years of order and prosperity for Dargonis. What's more, Lady Theodora personally insisted that Lord Urban specifically be made the next governor. When you speak of Drivestone, I heard a hint of either contempt or resentment. No, I don't believe I feel either, your lordship. Her steely eyes stare into the distance, her jaw clenching visibly. She speaks in a polite but clipped manner, clearly flustered by your insight. We have different views on how to run the world. We sometimes have discussions over the laws that are enacted, but we both work for the good of the Von Valencia's Protectorate, and much can be said. That much can be said without a doubt. Thank you for the report, Chancellor. I serve the Von Valencia's Protectorate, your lordship. Does he cause any problems? Archie? Why, none at all, your lordship. Secretary Scandler, Skullander is an outstanding individual, a loyal servant of the Von Valencia's dynasty. In Lady Theodora's absence, we collaborated on a number of issues related to the well-being of your domain, and he has proven himself quite capable. And, I don't know why, but even the governor trembles before him, which is unusual for a man of his, shall we say, standing. The last word brings out a slight smile to her lips. The governor can wait a little longer. Still have matters to take care of. I'm ready to receive Arbitus delegation. I will have the audience arranged immediately, your lordship. Oh, they got a cyber puppy. Look at the doggo.
Dr. Exactant, Solomon Anthar, I greet you on behalf of the Adeptus Arbates.
The Adeptus Arbates? I don't know what that is. Yo, look at these fucking guys. They're sick, bro. Yo, he looks so fucking sick.
Thank you for responding to my request, Rogue Trader. I'm here on the orders of Marshal Strax to ask for your help. We are in pursuit of a tithe thief. We must board the thief's ship, execute the heretic for his crimes, and return the sacred tribute to the protection of the Adeptus Arbates. The reward for your assistance in this matter will be the thief's frigate, the Heartless, which we will capture in the course of the mission.
Is this the DLC? Is this the DLC that they came out with? I don't know. Greetings, Proctor. You did the right thing coming to me. You're here to beg for my help? Well, go on then, make your case. Perhaps you have found me in a helpful mood. No.
I hear the words of the true heir of Lady Theodora, and the promise of swift retribution against heretics.
Okay. Why is the... That's an impressive dog you have. And I'm not talking about the robot one. Wink, wink. Shut up. What was the nature of the arrangement between the Arbades and Theodora?
Your predecessor made a formal alliance with us. She provided us with a headquarters on Dargonis and supported us in the collection and guarding of the Imperial tithe on several occasions. We, in turn, assisted Lady Theodora in enforcing the law on the worlds under her control.
Finally got that. Attacks imposed on virtually every planet in the Imperium, which is collected by the Administratum under the watchful eye of the Adeptus Arbades. And we get to hear Dargonis, Jesus Christus. I fucked that up. But we have been saying it properly this entire time. Crazy. Was the tithe stolen from my domain?
From Owlcat Minoris. The tithe ship departed shortly before the world fell and has not been in contact since. Our investigation revealed that the ship was plundered and destroyed. I already know the name and approximate location of the culprit.
Why did you approach me and not Winterscale? Owlcat Minoris was his world. Well, we have an alliance.
I did, and I was rebuffed.
Ooh.
As rogue trader Winterscale rightly pointed out, from the moment of the tithe's collection, responsibility for it transfers to the Adeptus Arbades. He also noted that the loss of a world is not an inconsiderable detriment to his protectorate, and he has no intention of expending resources to recover something that no longer belongs to him.
I mean, he's got a fucking point.
Under similar circumstances in the past, our arrangement would have obliged us to turn to Lady Theodora. She was a key figure in supporting the Lex Imperialis in the Coronis Expanse.
Yeah, the Lex Imperialis. Codex of Imperial Laws. Interesting. Is it poor form for a rogue trader to refuse to help servants of the law? It is poor form for a rogue trader. Yeah.
It is not for me to judge the Emperor's anointed, not least when I cannot fault his reasoning.
Fair. God damn, I just want to look at his cool dog again. Because that's the new class, right? We get the dog. Well, where's the Marshal? Why send a Proctor with this request?
Marshal Strax is not in Dargonis at present, so he appointed me to speak on his behalf. Time is of the essence when there is a heretic to catch. I am sure he will present himself to you as soon as he returns to your capital world.
So you've lost a ship and you want someone else to solve your problem? We're not going to say that. What does the stolen tithe entail?
Resources that every world is under obligation to relinquish for the good of the Imperium. In the case of Owlcat Minoris, they include the ceramited explosive reagents produced on Rykadi Philia, armor glass, medical supplies, and guardsmen, a living tithe to be recruited into the regiments of the Astra Militarum. Cargo like that is particularly dangerous in the hands of heretics, as it can be easily converted into wealth or used for military purposes.
Let's talk about that doggy you have.
Do not mistake, this is an attempt at bargaining, but I promise you, if you agree to help us, you will see how truly impressive Galato is in action.
Galato! Oh, he looks like a Galato. Look at him. He's so regal. Look at Galato. Armored pupper. Armored poocher. I will help the Adeptus Arbades. What is the plan? I expect to be well compensated for my efforts, or else I shall be severely displeased. Now tell me the particulars. What is the plan?
I suggest we move to a more private location, where we can provide you with the case files. Captain Sargona and his flagship, the Heartless, are concealed in Mundus Nullius. The exact location can only be determined with your ship's augurs when we enter the system. The Heartless is escorted by a small flotilla. You'll need to neutralize it in order to capture the frigate. Our BT strike teams will land on the upper deck, while your boarding party handles the remaining bays. My squad of arbitrators will take on the most difficult and dangerous part of the operation. The ultimate goal is to capture the captain's bridge and interrogate and execute Sargona.
Okay, so we've got to do a space battle followed by real battles inside the ship. Tell me more about the ship you were promising me.
The Heartless is the enemy flagship. It has been corrupted with inhuman technology, but you have the necessary resources to purge it of Xenos filth and make it serve the Imperium once more. Even if you don't wish to own a ship previously crewed by pirates, you will have prospective buyers lining up to take it off your hands. I'm no expert on ships, but when I questioned the captains on Footfall about the Heartless, they were almost salivating as they listed its virtues.
I don't want this ship, I want to cut of the tithe. So you're offering me a ship that I have to capture myself. Not much of a deal. Counteroffer, I get the ship, and you join my entourage at the same time. Party member?
I do not have the power to choose my assignments, Rogue Trader. However, if the mission is successful, the Marshal is unlikely to refuse to deploy me as your escort.
I see. He nods curtly. I need more information about the thief.
Stein, transfer the latest data. Bryce, hologram. This one has the complete file.
He's a psyker? Give me a rundown, our Sargona. Study the file, study the hologram. How are you so well informed? Give me the rundown on Sargona.
He is a former privateer and a fugitive psyker. At one time, he was involved in the cold trade and the supply of Xenos mercenaries, but his pirate habits got the better of him, and he started robbing his associates. Now, even among the criminal rabble, he is known as a nasty piece of work. Something of an achievement, you will agree. Sargona is cunning, cruel, and unpredictable.
What is the cold trade? The illegal trade of commodities and artifacts of Xenos origin. Interesting. Study the file. Sentenced. Sargona. Homeworld unknown. Psyker. Speciality. Pyromancy. Formally sanctioned. Abandoned his past on a privateer ship and joined the pirates. Confirmed links. Casbelica. Xenos. Alleged. Heretical cults. Also implicated in at least 15 attacks on trading vessels. Status alive. Study the hologram. Image quality leaves something to be desired, but you can make out the criminal's surfeit of augments and sumptuous clothing. There's something haughty, almost mechanical, maniacal in his bearing, like the tyrants who sooner or later proclaim themselves gods. Are we so well informed?
Shortly after the fall of Rakat Manoris, I questioned the Liege of Footfall. He supplied me with exhaustive information about Sargona and his ship, and gave the arbitrators full access to the docks. I suspect Takara's compliance stems from some bad blood between him and Sargona. Scum-eating scum. Nothing new there.
That will do.
As you wish.
Any tactical recommendations for the assault?
The task is relatively simple. Kill all enemies we encounter, and not let them kill us. Sargona must be taken alive for questioning, but I and my team will handle that. There is one other thing. The following call signs will be used for Vox communication during the mission. You will be RT1, and I will be DX1. I also request you use RBT sign language throughout. Non-verbal commands are faster than speaking and will allow us to catch our target unawares. Here is a short list.
Okay, holy shit. What did the call signs mean? Bro, it's Rogue Trader 1. What the hell are you talking about? That's what I named my fucking files on my computer. I do RT and then the episode number. Study the data slate. There are 24 basic commands, from head nods to combinations of hand gestures, everything you need to quickly and efficiently communicate enemy positions and numbers, and even coordinate joint attacks. What do these call signs mean?
DX1 means I'm in command of the Delta Xi Squad. It's one of our standard designations for strike teams in the Expanse. RT1 is you, the rogue trader and leader of the Rho Theta Squad. For a short mission like this one, these identifiers should suffice.
Rogue trader needs something grand. Emperor's Eagle, for example. Nah, you got a deal.
Good. Do you have any further questions?
I may have other matters to attend to en route to Mundus Nullius. Will you be able to accompany me?
No. I'm still on mission, and in your absence, my subordinates and I will be checking weapons and finalizing tactics for the assault. In other words, we will be wholly occupied with preparations.
I have no more questions. Board the flagship and await my command.
Acknowledged. Zargona is already dead. He just doesn't know it yet.
Well, sick as fuck. Potential party member here. That guy looks awesome. His pupper looks even sicker. No lie, no joke. Well, now that we have that all well and good, I think we're gonna stand in front of Chlamydia here, and we're gonna talk to her next time. That's not the position I wanted you in, sir. You are fucking this up royally. Good enough. All right. Well, Chlamydia is Abelard's granddaughter. Super cool. And we're going to be talking to her next time and seeing what this Archie guy is up to. And then, I don't know, maybe we speedrun that guy, that new party member guy. The DLC, I think it was. But, yeah. I'll see you in the next one.